Hi. I just wanted to ask, I mean, you touched on bloggers. If, for example, you run a campaign and a blogger then, on an unpaid basis, advocates for your brand, how do you then measure the impact? And again, I think this is something we touched upon yesterday on how that might impact sales in a customer versus advertising or other marketing tools.
So you like to ask really hard questions, don't you? It is a challenging question, because there's two parts of that question. There's one, if you get a blogger unpaid advocating for your product. Well, to me, that's certainly at least up into the outcome section, because this person is supportive, you've got an advocate, but it's not impact yet, is it? And then the second part of the question is, how do you know what impact that bloggers might have? And that's where you run into the big issue of causation. And in the workshop yesterday, people were talking about correlation, but correlation often is not enough. Sales may go up, but we all know the old saying, success has many fathers and mothers, failure is an orphan. And so when you do get those sales, of course the advertising agency owns them, the sales manager owns them, the field force, they all got them, you didn't get them. And so we have this fight, and there are methods, and in the taxonomy you're then into that impact stage, and what we have to do is things like market mix modeling, where we might look at the market mix and adjust it. So market mix modeling is a technique where you put in elements and take out elements, and you watch the sales or the behavior change. And if something drops down when you pull an element out, you can then link that to the cause. Or you can do surveys with your audience where you start to ask people, you start to reconstruct the journey to the sale, which marketing does. So if I bought a new car, Jim, when you were buying this car, what did you do? Did you see any ads? Did you do this? What did you do? What were your touch points? Now, Jim, rank those. Of those, what was the most influential on you? And did you see any editorial? Did you watch ads? And you try and unpack what people did. And it's not 100% accurate because people forget, people get confused, but you can, with qualitative research, unpack the journey to the sale to see what the major... I did it for a car company recently and found that in terms of creating awareness of the brand, advertising came out number one. But in terms of the key point that triggered the sale, when they went through it, they said it was the deal and the actual test drive, and thirdly, it was independent reviews of cars. So bingo, if you did those reviews of cars, you've had a significant impact on the sale.